Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In this video we're talking about Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance, the original Xbox Live, and PlayStation Vita on Android. Let's get started. Alright, we'll kick things off here talking about Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance emulation with SkyEmu. SkyEmu is an incredibly accurate Game Boy emulator, and they say here its primary focus is to provide a good user experience through a good mixture of trade-offs of accuracy, performance, features, and usability. I would argue that accuracy is probably this emulator's strongest suit. So SkyEmu version 2 was just released, and this one is a massive update. We've got a whole bunch of brand new features and improvements. So 5 new upscaling shaders have been added: LCD, LCD and subpixel, XBRZ upscale, pixelate, and bilinear. They've also added in forced integer scaling, stretch to fit scaling, color correction, screen ghosting, screen rotation, and customizable DMG GB color palette. Now the Game Boy Advance color correction tries to replicate the legendary AGS 101 screen from the GBA SP. On the left we've got no color correction, and on the right we've got the brand new color correction, and I'm thinking the right one looks a little bit better. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. SkyEmu is no longer tempting fate. They've improved their save states. Save states are now saved to disk, and you can back them up and even share them if you wanted. Here's a massive quality of life improvement. SkyEmu now supports loading ROMs from zip files. They've also added in support for Game Boy Color boot ROMs if you wanted to use those. On the left is before with no boot ROM, and on the right is the colorization with that boot ROM. And finally here, SkyEmu has increased their accuracy by fixing a whole bunch of games, including Mario Kart Super Circuit. And for those who may be wondering, yes, SkyEmu is free and open source. I'll drop a link to their GitHub in the description below. It's available for Linux, Windows, and Mac. Moving on, and we're talking about Insignia, a replacement for Xbox Live on the original Xbox. I'm not joking with you. This actually exists and it's ready for beta. They say Insignia is a free replacement for Microsoft servers for the original Xbox console, allowing online functionality to be restored for the first time since 2010. For those who are curious about this and want to see it in action, MVG, which stands for Subscribe to Mr. Sujano, or Modern Vintage Gamer, depending on how you want to interpret that, has a great video showing off Insignia. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. So today Insignia had a great announcement on Twitter. They can now confirm their closed beta will start on Tuesday, November 15th. Their website is now ready to accept registrations, and invites will be randomly sent out to users. If you have an original Xbox and you wanted to test Insignia out, I'll leave a link to the website in the description below. You can sign up here, and best of luck to you. Hopefully you get selected. And last up here, we're talking about PlayStation Vita emulation on Android with Vita 3K, and I'm getting asked about this one multiple times per day. Everybody wants to know what MacDo's up to. So for everybody who's asked, MacDo has graced us with more footage of Tales of Innocence R up and running. So here's a better look at the game up and running. The overworld is getting about 20 frames per second, and it's looking great. It's rendering very well. In battle here, it's a little bit over 20 frames per second. It's 30 frames per second, and that is absolutely incredible. It's looking very good and very smooth. On top of that, I don't know if you've noticed this yet, but look, there's on-screen controls. MacDo has implemented the on-screen controls. They appear to be working and appear to be looking pretty darn good. Let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comments below. Do you like these on-screen controls? Do you like this performance? Do you like Vita 3K for Android? But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. Let me know your thoughts about anything we talked about today in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state.